saw Rashawn on the injury report. I'm sure you're not going to give us an injury update on him, but how
Nope.
are those, which is fine. But how are those other guys doing behind him, as far as Garvin and I guess Tipa's out too? I guess what do you think of the guys behind you starting too?
Yeah, I mean, they've evolved really well this whole year, progressing and getting better. JJ's done a heck of a job with his effort, his attitude, getting himself prepared each week. Garvin has been a guy that's been consistent here for the last few years. So, yeah, we have some depth, behind those two guys that you're specifically talking about with Preston and Rashawn. So we're next guy up, we're ready to roll.
I know you weren't here last year, so maybe there's not much to compare for, though you probably watched the tape. But in terms of the attention other teams are giving Rashawn, how much of a difference are you seeing it as the year goes along and maybe compared to some stuff you saw from him last?
I don't know. I mean, each team each week is going to be different. Our plan each week is going to be different from a scheme standpoint. He is going to garnish some attention. There's no doubt about it. The level that he's playing at right now is extremely high, which is very good. We're excited about it, and we're going to continue to grow from that.
What do you want your guys doing up against the run? I mean, like, what part, obviously,
Yeah.
the edge, all contained, I understand all that, but like, how much of a responsibility do your guys have in run defense?
Yeah, it's all of us. Those guys are 2/11 of the whole, 11 guys that are out there. So we're all a part of it. You know what I mean? And those guys, whether you keep, saying, oh, yeah, it's just setting an edge. Yeah, it's about block release. It's about getting off. It's about tackling. It's forcing turnovers. It's all of that. So, they're a big part of it, and they're excited about it. And then, they understand the rigors of the season of stopping the run and understanding how to stop the run and can do it on a consistent basis.
With all the stuff happening with the Falcons-Bucks game, with the Chiefs game, the roughing the passer penalties, how much have you had to kind of remind guys
every week
about that?
Every Friday we set up a reel and go through, the penalties of the week, especially, pertinent to the defensive line and the outside linebackers and talk about it. I mean, you got to have an open discussion about it, and you never want to have something like that magnitude of a flag or a penalty of that issue. So yeah, we constantly coach it, we talk about it, we have techniques built in, our individual, but yeah, it's a big part of our discussion week to week to week. Yes.
What do the players think or say when they see some of these?
That's for our own personal room.
Would you like to see those calls be available for replay, or does it matter to you?
That's something you want to ask Coach Matt, and those guys, they figure out that stuff. So let them take care of that.
Just going back to stopping the run.
Yeah.
Obviously, Rashawn has become an elite level edge rusher, right? Is his work against the run the area where he's got the most growth still in front of him, would you say? Is that where he needs to still keep growing and improving?
Each guy's going to have to grow. Does he have to, grow against the, the pass rush? Yeah. So every single game, every single opportunity is going to be some sort of growth. If you got guys, like I said, in, OTAs or camp, if you got guys stepping back, in their play, in their consistency, then, they're going to be out of this league in some capacity. That is not with Rashawn. Rashawn has grown tremendously in the time that I've been around him. On and off the field. You talk about a great man. You talk about a warrior, a guy that cares about this team and his organization. That's the epitome of this guy. So, yeah, I mean, if you're going to ask me that he needs to get better, he needs to get better. We all need to get better. We all do. So, me included. So, yeah, I mean, he's taken step forwards that are unbelievable in the time that I've been here.
The Jets have a 15-year veteran on one side
Yeah.
and a rookie on the other. Are they equally difficult? And what have you thought about the rookie so far?
Yeah, I mean, the rookie's done a heck of a job. He's moved around. He's played inside, he's played outside, he's played right tackle, he's played left tackle. So, it just like we're all talking about in here, it's a consistency. You got to be comfortable in what you do. You're moving guys around, but you got to find pieces. You got to find that. But I think the kid has done a hell of a job. He's a hell of an athlete. He really is. And then Dwayne Brown, I've been fortunate to, coach against him for the last few years, like you said, in his career. So, but, what a heck of a pro, heck of a player. So we got our hands full against, both of those guys on the outside. There's no question about it this week.
somewhat subjective? Like, what is is it a risk reward sort of thing? Like, is it worth going for I guess, like, what's the best way to teach it since you want to teach them to take them all the way to the ground?
Well, I mean, the rule and regulation, talks to them about they have to brace themselves. There is no body weight that you can put on a quarterback. So, you set up different drills and things of that nature to, them to understand that, how to land. You got to brace yourself with your hands. I mean, you saw that with the Kansas City, with Jones. So, like we said earlier, you got to constantly talk about it. You got to watch it. You got to see it. You got to execute it just like we do on a game plan. If it's a toss play, we got to still watch it, execute it, and understand how to get off a block and make a tackle. So it's the same stuff. It's just how you incorporate it, how you reinforce it. I think in the past that people just really were just like, hey man, it's an extra flag. Now it's such a big part of your teaching and coaching and understanding as a player that, you cannot land your whole body weight on him. You have to understand that there's a target area that you must go execute through to make, that tackle or make that play. So, like I said earlier, we're constantly drilling it, talking about it, and knock on wood, we've been pretty clean. So, is it those guys, our guys in our room and our whole D line, execute it and seeing it? Yeah, we come in every week and say, hey, that's a heck of a job of you guys not getting those types of, penalties.